Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you for joining us today. And as we always start our videos in the spirit of love and kindness and compassion, please listen to one another. Be kind to one another. Loving and care will go a long way.
Yes, it will. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again. We appreciate you so much. And you know the drill. If you are a regular chat watcher, you watch our chats on a regular basis, just want to start off by saying, please hit that thumb icon. If you haven't, please do so if you're watching. Okay? Please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you. And for those that are newcomers, we're going to start off today with what tea are we drinking, Gloria?
Okay, this is called Davidson's Organic Tulsi Tea. And the flavor, this little part is really cute. It's called Tulsi Tea, and it says health by the sip. I like that. This is the chamomile flower tea. The ingredients are organic tulsi, organic chamomile, organic rosehip, organic lemon myrtle, organic orange peel, and organic lemon peel. You see that word organic? You think we must like that? We do. Yes.
So let's give it a try. We've had it seeping as usual, so we can have the full flavor of it.
Yes.
All right. Let's smell it. Smells pretty good.
Yes.
I like it.
I like to dunk my tea and wake up the smell.
Yep. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, I can smell the chamomile.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. I like that.
It's
I'm
nice
taste
and warm.
the chamomile, and as you know, if you're a tea lover, you know that as it starts to cool down, the flavors come out even more.
Yes.
So I like that. That's nice.
I like that.
I'd like a bit more. What did it say? It had lemon or something in
Yeah,
it.
it has lemon peel.
I'd like it to. I wish it was taste a bit more lemony.
You know, I'm gonna see if I can find us some organic lozenges. Wendy Williams used to always put a lozenger in her tea.
I'll get that.
Oh, okay.
I'll find it and get
and
that.
Because if we had just a little bit more, I think it would make the depth of the flavor.
Definitely, I will get that.
Okay, so then we'll be like Wendy Williams.
Yeah, I always wondered why she did that. What's the reason for doing that? I thought that was very odd, but that was her thing.
Well, I started doing it because I was like, well, what is the deal? So I bought some lemon, organic lemon. I got them from a little store, and they were international. So they were from, like London.
Okay.
And there was no sugar.
Right.
It made the tea just come to life.
I'm going to get sugar-free ones.
Yes.
And we're going to put that in. Yes. And we'll report back to you next week.
Next
week.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, we'll let you know. Okay, so let's get our party started here. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire human race. We are in such it's almost like a wave of change. There are things that are happening around our planet that Rosetta and I are constantly in awe. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe that has happened. I can't believe this is happening. And one of the things that we are very, very saddened by is the amount of loss of life of our children. It just takes my breath away. And over the weekend, there was a shooting at the University of Virginia. Well, members of the University of Virginia football team, they were returning from an event. And the loss of live individuals were Deshaun Perry, Devin Chandler, and LaBelle Davis Jr. And they all lost their lives by another person, Christopher Darrell Jones Jr. They're still trying to investigate to find out why. several things happen. Number one, and I want you to start looking at this because I wonder if it's just something that I notice all the time. If there is a bad situation and the person responsible for it is a person of color, whether they are Asian, Latino, Black, they throw those pictures up so fast. But if it's someone at a white community or a white situation, we have to wait days to see what the person looks like. And I think it should be the same for all. If you're going to show a picture, maybe police officers, you should have the same timeline across the globe.
Yes.
You know, why make people feel that this person is worse than that person when the catastrophe is the same?
It's the same. I completely agree with you. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those parents because, you know, you thought your children were going on a special event and they lost their lives.
And those 3 students that lost their lives were all football players.
Yes.
And they were each of them had their own unique personality in the school.
Yeah.
And it's really sad because could you imagine, you don't have as many players in a football team. You would know football is your favorite sport.
Yes.
To lose 3 of them.
Yes. And in 3 key positions.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to affect the team. It's going to affect the coaches, the families. I mean, it's pretty horrific. And this is the heart of football season right now.
Yes, it is. So this morning he was in court, and he is while they're saying that he is responsible for 3 counts of secondary murder and killing of 3 student athletes and 2 acts of malicious wounding. So 2 people were wounded and 3 were killed.
Yeah.
So we don't really understand what the motive was. We're not quite sure. If you know, put it in the comments below, because we'd like to know. We kind of they kind of weren't that clear as to, was he on the bus? What was he doing on the bus?
Yes. Was he a current attendee of school, or was he a previous attendee that had graduated and came back to the school? There's not a lot of clarity right now.
Right. So please, if you know, put it in the comments. Everyone else can get clarity.
Yes, and we'll keep looking into it as well. You know, last week we were talking about vote, 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 and we were so happy that a lot of people got out and voted. And, you know, I understand that the Republican Party is still in denial that the young people of the United States are paying attention. However, it was a pretty clear message. You know, there are still components that will give seats to the House of Representatives. The Senate is done. The Democrats retain control of the Senate, which is something that normally never happens. Whoever the existing president is in office, that party normally always loses, and they didn't lose. And the House, even here in California, there are still elections that are being counted because from the time that you mail in the ballot, there's so much time that it's allowed to go through the system to get in to be counted.
Right. So it could be like days or weeks.
Yeah. So we just wanted, the only reason we're bringing it up is to please be patient. It's not over till it's over. Friday, you know, remember voting was Tuesday, and Friday we were just hearing about, you know, I can't think of the gentleman, but Senator Gabby, who was shot in Arizona, her husband picked up that challenge and he won. So, you know, before, remember they were saying, oh, that was just that was a fake. Arizona will never go blue. Well, it went blue again. Yeah. You know, I think people are tired of the rhetoric. We're tired of the fake. We're tired of the lying. And most importantly, we're tired of the negativity. My philosophy is, over the next few elections, I hope all Americans, if there's a person that's being mean and nasty and negative, vote them out and send them home. That's our new prayer. Send
that
them
is
home.
Our new prayer.
Because there's just no reason for it. None at all. Yesterday was American Recycle Day. Now, that's a great thing, you say, woohoo. However, are you aware that recycling is shifting? I always thought if something had that little triangle under the
Yes,
bottom,
yes.
it was good and it could be recycled. Well, now it's gone from just that one little measurement to, oh, does it have a 4 on the inside? Does
So
it have
they actually, yes. So that actually, when you're saying that, years
Uh-huh.
ago, pre-pandemic, but
Right.
even before then, years before that, it was confusing. And I'm
Mhm.
going to do some research on this now you bring it up, because it was very confusing.
Mhm.
The triangle, and then it says what number. If it's this number, you can recycle. If it's this number, you can't recycle.
Right.
So I'm going to look it up and give you an update next week
Yeah.
as to exactly what number you should be looking for, because I completely forgot about that, and I've
Yeah.
just been recycling everything with the triangle.
Yeah,
So-
because that was like the go-to. Like, okay, you would think if you have an old VHS recorder and you have old VHS movies and you've decided, okay, they're getting old, they're getting sticky.
Mhm.
So you would think because of the tape and the cartridge is all plastic,
Right.
you just put it in plastic recycle. No, it doesn't go like that. And pizza boxes. I mean, I've just started hearing, oh, no, you can't put a pizza box.
You
does it
can't
go in the
recycle.
blue or does it go in the green?
You can't recycle it, but what you can do is if you're doing compost, you can
Yes.
put it in the compost bin, because
Yes.
not recently, but this year we received a small compost bin
Right.
for a standalone in our kitchen, and then outside we have a bigger one the size of our garbage can, but it's
Right.
green,
Right.
so we can put compost in there,
Right.
which I really love. I don't know in Fremont if they've done that.
They haven't done
They
that
haven't.
yet.
Fremont, we
She's
really
like, get on the stick.
need to get on the stick, because since I've been doing compost, I barely need to use my grinder,
Oh, okay.
because the food all goes in the compost bin.
Right.
So I don't put anything down the disposer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
okay.
really good. Yeah.
Okay.
So I love that. So more cities need to get on board with that, because we really there's so much you can put in compost that I didn't know.
Yes. So we're going to continue to look into this because this will help with lessening, the stress and strain on Mother Earth, which
Yeah,
we really
exactly.
want to do. So, we have a question for you. We're going to ask the question, and then we want you to pause and think about it, and then you can start us back up. What is the cause of inflation today? It's a good question. Now we're going to tell you what the cause is. See, a lot of people think that it's the president's fault. It's the Democrats' fault. No. Bloomberg said that corporations are raising their prices above their increasing costs, which means their profit margins are going up through the roof. Companies/corporations are using those increasing cost of materials, components, and labor to not just excuse the fact that they're doing that, but to increase their prices even higher, resulting in bigger profits. Today, we're going to just talk about one of those. We're going to talk a little bit about oil companies. You always felt if you had a electric bill during the summer and it was high, you could recover during the winter because you didn't use it and you'd use gas. So now electricity is through the roof, and wouldn't you know, gas is through the roof.
And it hasn't. It was really high, and then it dropped a bit.
Mm-hmm.
For a split second, it dropped a bit, and then it went back up again.
Mm-hmm.
So we barely had time to even enjoy the
But
drop.
not all across the country.
Right.
There are places in the United States where the price of a gallon of gasoline is in the $3 range, and we're still in the
we're in
sixes.
Silicon Valley, so
Yeah.
everything is in the 60s, high 5s and 6s. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
So we're gonna Rosetta's gonna share a little bit of information with you about, just to give you food for thought, the
And
prices
yes.
in 2021 versus cost factors of 2022.
Wow, so Gloria has mentioned before that there have been skyrocketing profits.
Yes,
I
500%.
did some digging into this, and I saw the top 5 gas stations, and this is a comparison of the profits they made in 2021 and now 2022. So obviously we're not at the end of 22,
Right.
but up until the third, I think it's the third quarter. That's the numbers that they
That ended September 30th.
Yes.
Yes.
So the reason why we're very big into looking into this, and I did some research, is because you would think that if gas companies made a lot of profit, they would actually start to lower the prices in the gas stations.
Yeah.
But they haven't, so we're wondering why.
Yeah.
And you know why? It's because all that excess cash they're getting, they're dividing it among the shareholders.
Yes, they are.
That's what they're doing. So we're not seeing it at the gas pumps. So these are the top 5 gas stations here, gas companies. Exxon. Last year, they made a revenue profit of $4.7 billion. This year, 2022, is $17.9 billion.
Wow.
Okay, just let that sink into your head.
Wow.
Chevron, number 2. Last year, they made $3.1 billion in revenue. This year, they made $11.6 billion.
Wow.
Shell, $5.5 billion in 2021, and this year $11.5 billion. BP, last year $3.1 billion, this year $9.3 billion. I don't even care if it's doubled. Even $1 billion over what they did last year is a lot.
Yeah, but to triple.
Right. And then we have another gas company, which I've not heard of, called Total. Have you heard of that company? They did $3.5 billion last year, and this year is $5.7 billion. Now, I'm going to break it down a bit for you. Third quarter. So it says, I wrote it down, it says Chevron profited, let's see. Oh no, I wrote that 11 billion. We said that. Exxon, that's what it was. Exxon profited nearly 20 billion, a record for July and September of this year.
Now that's 3 months. July, August, September.
3
months. People are having a hard time putting food on the table. People are having a hard time trying to make a decision about where I should spend my money. And here in California, while we would love to hop on a bus, hop on a train, that infrastructure doesn't exist. And maybe, Secretary of Transportation, Buttigieg, maybe you can look into how to help give better infrastructure to suburbia so that everybody would have the ability to get around without having to get in a car, because that's ridiculous.
It's really, really ridiculous.
That's really
bad. And Exxon said that they 10% higher than previous records set at this time.
That's speechless.
So we did the background work for you, and now you know these companies are making big bucks and they're not allowing us to reap the rewards, which is very, very sad.
Yeah. I mean, if we go through hard times together, then we go through good times together. Exxon, you won't see me buying gas from you. These companies, I'm so grateful I don't see Costco on the list, because that's where I go most of the time, because the prices, while they are higher, they're not as high as other places. I mean, you can get gas at Costco today, regular unleaded, for $4.99. But you have a hard time finding $4.99 at any of these gasoline stations.
Oh, you will never find $4.99 ever.
Yeah.
It's $5 and above.
Yeah. So we would love to hear what you think about what we just shared, because that's pretty heavy. That is all greed, greed, and greed. Remember back in the day, I'd say, what was that? Probably in the 80s, we had gas prices were going up. And I know here in California, they dropped the speed limit from 65 down to 55, because they found out that just by dropping it by 10 miles per gallon, they increased the usability. You notice? None of that's happened this year.
Yeah, you're right. They haven't.
Yeah.
It's still the same, 65.
Yeah.
But obviously, people don't do 65. They're doing 80, 85.
Right. And when we shut down for COVID, we would get on the freeway and you would get back off the freeway because people would be out there because it was kind of empty, driving crazy. I mean, I saw more spin outs and accidents with single accidents because there's nobody but them, but they're hydroplaning in the rain. Why would you drive 90 miles an hour first rain? All the oil bubbles up. So there are things like that that occur that it makes you feel like we're in this all alone. So companies, if you want us to be loyal, you better start explaining. That's a lot of money.
I've been actually trying to find, and my husband has different opinions on not the brand name gasoline.
Right.
He said there's a reason why they're brand names is because they put different the makeup of the oil is different. But
well, they put different additives
Yes.
in it, and some of the additives, like my husband, he'll say that stuff is cheap. It's gonna make the car ping. I'm like, what does that mean? Does it go? I mean, I would even say to him, if this gas was that bad, people would be complaining and there would be, boycotts and people would say, don't buy that gas.
Yeah, there would be people coming out and saying, this is what's happened because I use this kind of gas.
Exactly.
So I haven't been using Shell, Chevron, all those. So.
And I won't be either. I think that's deplorable when people are having a hard time just making ends meet, and all you'd have to do is lower the price. You're still making a profit. We're not saying go bankrupt or anything like that. You just lower it a little bit.
And I know I've heard stories of people saying they can't even fill up their gas tank till it's full. Once it hits, there was this lady said, once it hits $45, I stop, or $40, or whatever it is.
She's like, I'm done.
I'm done. I mean, it takes more than that to fill up a gas tank. But for her to say that must mean she's in real dire need, right?
Absolutely.
Penny pinching every single, wherever she can.
She's budgeting the best that she can. Wow. So to some good news. Christina Applegate. You know her. She's beautiful, beautiful.
From Married with Children, remember?
Yes.
Married with Children?
Yes, she was the little girl. She's not the little girl anymore. I forget her name in
that Married with Children.
I know, I do too. But she was, her character was just so precious because she was a typical teenager where her parents would say something and she would just give them the look like,
yep,
go sit down and be quiet,
That was the 80s. Was it the 80s?
Yeah. So she finally received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yay!
Yes. And she acknowledged her teenage daughter and, thanked her for all of her love and support. And, she made a joke about when she said Hollywood Walk of Fame because she has a debilitating condition that makes it very hard for her to walk. However,
she said, I have a disease.
Yes.
I have a disease. She didn't say what it is, but she did announce it last year.
Right.
In spring of 2021, and she has MS.
Yes.
And she was filming the last season of her show, Dead to Me. I've never watched it,
me neither.
but I've heard of it. And that's when she found out that she had MS.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen her in a long time because I didn't watch Dead to Me. But to see her from what I know she used to be to what she is, her MS has progressed quite aggressively.
Yeah.
And she didn't have her shoes on during the
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And she was actually in a wheelchair.
Right. Yeah, they kind of rolled her there to reveal the star.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, it's really sad that it's progressed so rapidly.
Yeah.
I just wish that there was more things that could be done to help her.
Yeah.
I know that this can't be reversed, but to maintain or reverse some of the symptoms or to slow it down.
Yes.
So it's not as aggressively progressing as it is.
Yes.
So,
sort of on the same lines, I had forgotten all about this. I get a little emotional. Now I forgot again. It comes and it goes. Roberta Flack. Beautiful voice. First time I saw your face.
Oh my goodness.
She has ALS. Lou Gehrig's. That is a bad condition. One of my best girlfriends passed away, and she said to me, this condition is your mind is sharp it just can't tell your body what to do.
Oh.
So they pass away because they can't tell their heart to beat. And if the heart stops beating, they can't tell their lungs to breathe. Their mind is alert, but the connection between the mind and the brain. So just like MLS, there are conditions. And all you billionaires, it would be really wonderful if you put some money toward helping people have better lives.
I just realized you said MLS.
ALS.
ALS. MLS is the listings for
Real estate listings. ALS. Lou Gehrig's ALS. So, Rosetta and I, we're just regular common girls, and we're always trying to figure out things that we can do natural, holistically to help extend lives. So congratulations on your walk of fame.
Much
star.
deserved.
Yes.
Yep.
Along the same lines, there's a comedian, and he's pretty petite, and his name is Leslie Jordan, and he is just so funny. And during COVID, he started doing these videos where he would just kind of dance and act real kooky, and he created a whole new genre that followed him everywhere. And unfortunately, they think he had a medical condition because he lost control of his vehicle and hit a wall, and he passed away. So our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends.
And he was young, 67.
He was very young, and he had a lot of living to do. He's on a new show with the girl who used to play Blossom, that's called Cat.
Oh, Blossom,
yes.
Soleil Moon Fry.
Yes. And so it's called Cat, and he is part of that.
Oh no, that's Punky Brewster. I got the wrong person.
Yeah. So Kat, she's the one that does Jeopardy. So you know who we're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
So she's the one, she was Blossom, and she's now the host of the Celebrity Jeopardy. And so you'll still see him because they had recorded some episodes before he passed.
Okay.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to them. Today they started talking about the Grammys.
Yeah.
Do you like music? Do you love music? Are you excited to see who's been nominated, who got snubbed? I know that Adele is there, Lizzo is there, of course, Queen Bee. And I wonder, I'm sure she's there, but I didn't see if, what is that child that's rocking the world? She brought down the internet. Because
Who's that? It's a young kid. What kind of genre is it?
Blonde, young girl.
Ariana Grande?
No, young girl.
Young girl?
Yes. Oh my God.
Camila Cabello?
No, young, single, blonde. She started out as a little girl playing in...
Taylor Swift.
Yes. Thank you. I'm having a moment.
Taylor
The
Swift.
Swifties lost their minds because she announced she's going on tour.
Oh, yes.
They did this prelude to buy tickets, and then the net crashed.
Oh, my God. Because she hasn't... Her concerts are... The young kids and the parents love it.
Yes, because they don't have to worry about anything inappropriate happening. So I'm sure Taylor is also a nominee. Did you hear anyone that made you go, oh, I'm so excited?
Not really. I was quite excited to hear that Beyonce is, she has nine nominations, and her husband Jay-Z has 5 nods.
Yes.
So,
but the two together, their total numbers will make them the 2 highest ever nominated candidates in the history of the
I'm sure
Grammys.
because Beyonce alone has had 88 nominations in her career. Can you believe that? 88 nominations.
Wow. That's
just
amazing.
let that sink in. 88. Oh God.
88.
Crazy.
So that will be telecast later on in the season, and we will let you all know.
That will be 2023 in February.
Yes. I know there's something coming up, music award related, where Wayne Brady is the host.
I bet you have they done the Tony Awards?
I don't think it's Tony. I think it's more musical, but
I don't know what it is.
It could be MTV Awards. It could be what is that? Billboard Awards. But there's something that's coming up this month in November.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
That's kind of late in the year, right?
Well, you got to party when you can. Speaking of party, ta-ta-dum, Bachelor in Paradise.
Hello, Bachelor in Paradise.
I know we said
anyone else interested
we
in
said
this?
we weren't going to watch it, and it's like
Let's get ourselves.
it's like crack. You can't stop.
Well, we did
Well, we
start
did.
watching Bachelor with Colton. Was it Colton? No, who was it? It was one of the guys. We completely stopped
Yeah,
watching.
because it was just
we just couldn't. But this one, I say maybe I'm not going to, but I just do. And
well, as long as they had some of my favorites. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the whole thing. I would watch my favorite and then I would fast forward.
Yes, me too.
Okay, this week. Okay, so at the ending of last week, we saw Rachel and Gabby. And we're like, what are y'all doing on here?
Right.
They are the bachelorettes from the previous season.
Yes.
So, and I didn't realize it, but once you see the girls, they both have rings on, so they're both engaged.
Well, I didn't know that because who did?
Remember the guy that
Rachel? Who was Rachel?
Yeah, remember Rachel was up on stage, and the guy that we wanted her to be with came out and said, "Will you leave with me now?" And she said yes, but I don't know. So we're gonna have to.
We don't know, but we know that Gabby is engaged.
Yes,
to the.
But Rachel showed a ring, and they were all screaming.
Oh, I didn't know.
The thing for me, see, I always tell you, God does not like ugly. God does not like when people are misbehaving. So remember Eliza?
Eliza,
okay,
yes.
Remember she let Rodney go because she thought she loved Justin, and I'm following my heart. She does these fake tears. I never see water. I just see her little hand going like that. And I'm like, let the tears come down so we believe you. So she leaves. She flies to Baltimore. Justin opens the door and he goes, whoa.
Complete shock.
The minute he said, whoa, he didn't say, oh my God. He didn't open his arm. She had to ask him, can I come in?
Yeah.
I told my husband, I said, this young lady is about to learn a big lesson because Rodney was talking about her being his fiance, taking her to meet his family. Rodney started mapping out their lives. And I'm grateful that if she doesn't care about him, she let him go soon. She didn't get her ending that she wanted.
No, she didn't, because he said that he wanted someone who was 100% sure that they wanted to be with him.
Yes,
and with her,
from the beginning.
From the beginning, and she wasn't sure from the beginning.
Yeah, and neither was he. I mean, he's such a little lion poo-poo. He hasn't been someone that's been committed.
Right.
So how can you expect someone to be committed to you when you can't be committed?
Right.
So I thought that was a little.
So that was very sad for Rodney to go. Everyone was upset, crying, really, I mean, really sobbing,
because they said that he is such a good man and he did not deserve the ending that he got.
Right.
So I was like, okay, she got her comeuppance. Then the previous bachelorettes show up. They're talking about the rings. You know why they were there? They were there because they wanted everybody to know that Lloyd is not a good man. They wanted everybody to know how he was with Rachel, and then he told Rachel he had feelings for Gabby.
He only stayed and accepted the rose
so that he could get to
yes. So that was a stepping stone to Gabby.
Yeah. So the girls came back to tell they said, we want to talk to all the girls. So they take all the girls to the side so that they can talk. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's what they were there to share, is that he's a dog. So then they start saying, okay, he was with Rachel, drop Rachel to be with Gabby. Then he got some kind of medical condition that prevented him from finishing the show. When he got there, he was with Shanae. Then he was with another girl.
Yes.
Now he's with another girl. And at one point, even he said, 5 of my ex-girlfriends are on this beach all at the same time. He goes, why don't we just put them in a cup and shake it up? And I thought, you are too much.
Too much. And then we had some new people coming in.
Lots of new girls.
But then it didn't really work out because it ended up that I'm very happy to see that the guys didn't want to go out with the girls.
Well, they're like, they say you want to talk, and they're like, no, not really. Or they would talk and they'd say, well, I'm already in a committed relationship.
My thing is, it's really stupid, I think, to bring on anyone this late in the game.
Well, they're trying to blow it up.
Yeah, but it's stupid because you
Yes.
just end up with people not wanting to go on dates, and then the person that it's unfair on the person that's brought in at this very last stage.
Exactly. And okay, my connection is hanging in there, Brandon and Cherie.
Oh, I love it.
I
Yeah,
love them.
yeah.
You know, he's like, I'm ready. You know, he goes, I'm so grateful to God for putting you in my life. So they're really solid. Now, Andrew, I always thought something was missing, but him and the girl he was with was kind of cute. And then the new girl, Envy, comes in.
Yeah. So
and they
he's
go on a
with,
jet.
Yeah. Oh, what's the girl's name? I can see her face.
Yes. So isn't it Envy?
I'm not sure what her name is. I'm not sure.
I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but the girl that Andrew has been with on the beach since Teddy left they're having a conversation, and she's like, I want to talk to you. And I think her name is Envy, Envy, and I don't know how it's properly pronounced. So she comes up and she's like, you know, if you're having a conversation, I think I should be a part of it. And I'm going, oh my God. So both girls are letting him know that they care a lot about him. So he in turn lets them both know that he still has feelings for Teddy. And I can't remember why Teddy left.
Teddy left because I think Teddy left because he was taking it too slow or something.
Right.
I think
And
that
not
she wanted
realizing-
more from him, and he
Yes.
wouldn't express
He wouldn't
his
commit.
feelings.
You know, he was
Yeah.
like, we're here to get to meet people and to get to know people. And
Yeah, so I think that she got sick of him not really expressing how he felt, and she wants someone who can really show the emotions. And
yes.
I think that's what it was. I
mean, it's been so long since Teddy left. However, that was a oh my God moment because both of the girls went home and Andrew went home. Everybody left.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
crazy.
I think one of the things that you can tell the producers are up to it. Okay, give you another example and then we're going to let this go. Aaron and Genevieve. They got in a fight because Aaron said that itching and pain are the same.
Oh.
Talk about stupidity. That's when I hit the fast forward because I thought to myself, I mean, they are fighting. And I mean, anyone who has an itch, you go like that and it goes away.
Yeah.
And he said that itching is just a low level version of pain. It's all the same. Now, if he had said based on, you know, the theory of whatever from a doctoral, you know, announcement, I'd say, okay, cool. However, anybody that's ever had an itch does not think that an itch and pain are the same.
No, it's definitely not the same unless you have itchy so much you scratch it and it starts to bleed or something, then it's
then
painful.
it is for painful. It can go into it. And I thought maybe I was like, okay, give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe. But the two of them were fighting and she packed her bags again. And so once again, I'm like, oh my God. So at that point, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's going to end up with who because they won't allow love to take its course.
Well, it's about being too nitpicky on the small things. So that's basically why she's packed her bags again.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see what
But
happens.
Aaron told her, please promise me you won't ever pack your bags again.
Oh.
And you will stay and we will do whatever we have to do. So whereas in previous, and what is that? The one that made me mad, Michael and
oh, now I'm drawing a blank. I can see her
is
face.
it Danielle?
Danielle. Michael
Yeah.
and Danielle.
That's because my baby's Danielle. However, you know, she confesses her love for him, but he has doubts. I think he's a player on the down low. Because every time he goes after a woman and he gets the woman and you think everything's going good and then all of a sudden he puts on the brakes and, okay, dude, if you don't want to date and you just want to around, then why don't you just be man enough to say, I just want a little something. I don't want no commitment. I don't want to get to know you. I don't want you to get to know me. But he's not coming across very authentic.
No, it's a shame because you would think that he was a bit smarter than he is.
Yeah.
He's older, right?
Yes.
And he has a son, and you would think that he
would be looking for someone to help him raise his child.
Right.
Not somebody to just be the next tick on his nightstand or his bedpost or whatever you want to call it. I was a little disappointed in him. I thought to myself,
disappointing.
He
may end up with no one.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. So that was our Bachelor in Paradise. We don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know. Our wonderful little time of the season, COVID, is still around. And people are acting like it's gone. It's getting a little bit concerning because it's getting cold. We have COVID, flu season is kicking, and we have RSV. RSV is really affecting our babies, and it's affecting seniors, both ends of the spectrum. I would be that overprotective mommy that had a mask on my baby from the time COVID started.
Yep.
I don't care what you said about how I should do it. I would not do that. And I see so many parents today. They're all masked up. I see people with double mask on and nothing on their children. So you still have to do your due diligence. If you're around someone and they have that, that cough that sounds like, and you're like, ooh,
that's pretty gross.
That's a wet cough. What that means is there's inflammation inside their body.
Ugh.
We don't know what's causing it. So step away. My husband yesterday, he had to tell this man, he was almost as close as we are. And he's like, dude, back up. I don't know you. Back up. So just be careful as you go out and about. Be a little cautious. Rosetta and we are cruisers, and we are living for the day we can hit a ship. We are so excited one day, not right now, because a ship left Australia, went out, did the Caribbeans, came back with 800 plus individuals with COVID. That tells me that the ventilation system has not changed, and all they did was clean the ships and think everything's okay. Because that's a lot of people, 800 people. That's a lot. It wasn't 80, it was 800 plus. They put the plus on it because I don't think they want to scare people off. Cruise industry, use this time to make your ships the cleanest and the best they can be. We promise, the minute it's safe, we are on the first thing moving. We are so excited to get back into cruise land. However, we do not want to get sick. I've seen people helicoptered off of cruise ships. We've come into ports of call, and they'll tell people disembarkment, you have to stay in your rooms. And so everybody goes to see, they go upstairs and they lean over to see what's going on. And you see people being taken off on strollers. And not just the person, they take the person, all their luggage, the family members with them,
yes,
all their luggage, and they leave them all there. So you don't want to get sick on the ship. That ship is for having fun. So clean your ships. We'll be there. We promise. We promise. We'll be there. So, our last talk of the day, last week we talked about the Hurricane Ian. And, the weather here was, California nice. And now, my God, it's like 38 degrees in the morning. It's cold. We're starting to get like a little frost on our dead grass, which is helping it to grow back. It's just very, very cold. And from a climate perspective, we just wanted to leave you with a couple of thoughts because we believe thought is power. So the glaciers are shrinking. The average thickness of 30 well-studied glaciers have decreased more than 60 feet since 1980. So you just imagine looking up and like, okay, you know what a 6 foot man is, okay? Go 10 6 feet men. That's how much the glaciers have receded.
That's huge.
That's not good, people. That is not good. The emissions gap report of 2022 found that the world must cut emissions by 45% to avoid global catastrophe. What that means is that we have got to collaborate and work together so that our children will have a planet to live on. Some days I ask myself, what has happened to our world? Even when I was in corporate America and I would travel to different countries or I would go to different countries on vacations, people were relatively kind. Nobody tried to hit me in the head or do anything, mean or vicious to me. People were like, oh, hi, how you doing? Where are you from? There was like let me get to know you, you get to know me. I would ask people, where do you eat? Where's a good restaurant? Now people are so mean. Mommies, how are you allowing your children to grow up and be so mean? There's, children shooting children. It just doesn't make sense. So we have got to learn how to love one another again. We have got to learn how to collaborate. My son, the worst thing he ever did at school, and he got in a lot of trouble for it, he hit one of his friends in the head with a calculus book. And he told me, I was just trying to knock some sense into him. And I said, oh, ho, 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 you got jokes. My godmother worked for the district attorney. So I got her to help me pull a sting on him. We have a prison system here. Back in the day, it was just, they had like chicken fencing. You could hop out and hop back in. It wasn't very secure. Now they have people in orange suits. They can't do that. What we did is we told him he was going to have to go and clean the cells to do penance for his bad behavior. And then my godmother, she told him, she says, as a matter of fact, we think you should spend the night.
Oh.
So we had a barbecue. So my godfather's cooking and he goes, eat up. You don't know when you're going to get another good meal. See, that's the kind of things we did to our children to help them cause and effect. It's not about spanking and beating and all of that. It's getting your child to think that may not have been the best.
Because you can say whatever you want to your child, right?
Yes.
Don't do this, don't do that because of
Yes.
this happens. But when they are in that experience and they can live it, breathe it, eat it, sleep it,
yes,
then that's what really helps them
it's
come
entrenched
around.
in them.
Yeah.
So, we only tortured him a couple of hours and then we told him everything was okay. But, he and his friend, because see, the thing that got me scared, his friend's big brother was a big drug pen in Oakland.
Oh.
So I had fear that man was going to come and kill my child. So I had to make sure. We even called him on the phone and we're like, you don't have to get involved. We got this. Everything's going to be okay. But his brother that my son hit with the book wasn't having all this love and peace and joy. So we worked on it. They apologized. Within 2 weeks, the kid was back. Him and my son are walking down the street, arm in arm. If you shoot someone, there is no arm in arm. Do you hear what we're saying? Teach your child how to live another day. Teach your child how to say, what you did, I don't like you in this moment. So we're just going to separate for a minute. But you don't have to take someone out for that. We don't have to act bad. People running around, swooping in and out on the traffic. You are increasing the emissions, for what? Don't nobody care you got a fast car. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
So we have to change the consciousness of our world. We have to. And a lot of the young children, 18, 19, 20, they voted in the last election. And with some of the things that are going on right now, we don't even want to talk about it. I think they're going to continue to vote. And I think they're going to vote more and more.
So parents, as we always say, teach your child at a young age. My son, actually, he got his ballot for this time's voting. But the issue, he didn't vote. And the issue being, I was very upset about that because he's in UC Merced.
Right.
And he didn't, I don't think he registered. You can't vote if you're in a different state.
Right.
You have to vote in the state that you registered
the city
for.
and the county, he would have had to come home to vote.
Right. So,
or he would have to have had a absentee ballot.
Well, he had the absentee, but what happened was we should have done better and mailed it to him.
Right.
So he could do that and he could mail it back.
Right.
So we'll be more, diligent in doing that.
Because he was
time.
actually excited about the opportunity to be able to vote.
Yes. So we'll definitely make sure that we get it out to him and we figure out how is he going to vote this time around, because it's coming up.
Yes.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. And in those 2 years, there's going to be lots of little voting. And, in the past, I only really cared about, and I say this when I was young, I only cared about the president or the governor. No.
Yeah.
Now we have to be due diligent, because the reason that it looks like the Republicans may continue to have control of the House is because they have governors and Secretary of States and judges and all these people at the lower level
Yes.
equal seats in the Senate.
Yeah, so it really matters
Yeah.
who you vote
Every
in
vote.
the early stages.
Every vote.
Every vote.
And
exactly.
pay attention. If people are nasty and mean, if people say things like, if I lose the election, it's because it's fake and it's cheating, that means you don't believe in democracy, and send their butts home. That's our new thing. Hashtag send their butts home.
Hashtag
Send their butts home. Well, thank you so much for joining us once again for a wonderful, wonderful conversation. We feel the love in the room. We send it back to you all. Mwah. Go out and make it a great day. Enlighten somebody's life today. Change someone's life.
How
Just
can you make a
smile.
difference in someone's life today?
Yeah.
There's a saying, I think it's from Maya Angelou. It's not what you said, but it's how you made them feel
That's right.
when they left.
That's right.
So how do you make people feel when you go into a room full of people and leave, even with
Yes.
your friends and family?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes.
We enjoyed today's chat.
Oh, the tea
Loving
is
our tea.
amazing.
Been drinking it. As you know, we always put the description of down below as to the tea of the day. So we'll do that if you're interested. Again, it is the chamomile flavor Tulsi by the sip. It says health by the sip.
Yeah, we like that because
So-
we're very health conscious, and
So we like that.
We want to, as we hear of things, if we ever hear of anything that will help, or if you have issues and you're like, I've been thinking about, organic or natural or pure, what does that mean? Just comment below and we'll get back to you.
Yes, we will. Thank
Yes.
everyone so much. And don't forget to hit that thumb icon to say you liked our video. Did you like it? I'm sure you did. We want to say you did.
Yes, we know you did.
And please, 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 if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification. There you go.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. We are Silicon Valley Girls. Chat over tea.
And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye-bye.
Bye.